What it do, y'all? What it do, man? Come on in, come on in, come on up in, man. You already know what it is. We're back at a search some more game on the ground from Hunger House. So just go out the pound and ready for the next round, man. With that being said, boy, we got some stuff that we finna be talking about tonight, man. This stuff that you just can't make up at all whatsoever. And when I sit around and I see this stuff, it don't surprise me, but at the same time, it's like, dang, bro. It just proves more what you already knew from the beginning, you know, and you can get all kinds of knowledge, man. Whether it just reaffirms what you already knew, or it expands your mind, opens your mind up to things that didn't even know about or wasn't even sure about. You know, when I look at this YSL thing, man, when one of the members got caught doing things with goats, you know, deleting goats. One of the members got caught deleting goats and bathing in the goats' internal liquids. No, got caught deleting goats and bathing in internal goat liquids. And this is the stuff, man, that people be doing, trying to find favor in the sight of the devil, and that's 100% fact, not opinion, brother. You can't change my mind on that. I don't care what nobody say. People who out here sacrificing goats, man, there's only one reason for you to be doing that, and that reason is for you to be trying to find favor in the sight of the devil. People do stuff like that all the time, by way of people do stuff like that all the time, trying to get into man. If you don't know what's going on, I'm gonna get you up on that for real. Anyways, people be trying to delete goats by way of seeking favor from the person who grants fortune, person who grants quote unquote desires. The one that people look to in the music industry, in the film industry. The one that people are controlled by. The one that people fear the most. You know, and I'm going to get you up on out of here, man, because everybody talking about what's going on in Paris. So I don't care about who's in Paris. Well, I didn't ask about who's in Paris. So with that being said, I'm going to get you up on out of here. Yeah, you going to follow afterwards, man. You can't make this stuff up, bro. People crack me up all the time sitting around. Man, people that keeps it out for real. But no, man, they doing these. You know, people do this stuff all the time when they get into the industry. Shout out to Collins for the follow, much love and appreciation. But no, man, people do stuff like this when they get into the industry where there's music, film, whatever the case may be, whatever industry there is out there that lifts you up to stardom. They gonna require you to do something to delete somebody, whether it's an animal or a human being, and that's what they gonna use. You know, they gonna use that against you if you try to leave. You know. You did this, so guess what? And now the whole public gonna know that you did this. That's what they do, is they blackmail you into doing things that you don't want to do, whether it's messing around with a very young person. I'm gonna get you up on that again, man, because we ain't talking about nothing to do with Discord. Yeah, it's all facts, man. That's all it is facts, man. People are so blind to the fact that there's really stuff like this that goes on behind closed doors. And it blows my mind. You know, the other day I said that the reason why mainstream media doesn't shed more light on the child work industry, and by work I mean forcefully work, you know, by way of adulterated activities. When I said that they don't be shining a light on there and spreading awareness on those kinds of things that go on because they're complicit in it. There's so many people who got mad at me and attacked me saying, oh, well, you're getting fed the wrong news. And yeah, they are. They're worried about this. They're worried about that. And it just it blows my mind, man, when I see that many people defend such negative and demonic activities, such as messing with a child like that. And it just goes to show where their minds are, how they've been brainwashed, how they've been, they focus too much on what they're being told by the person on the screen rather than going out and doing their own research with their own eyes instead of just believing, oh, well, on today's breaking news, today, man, we we didn't find no kids, but we found the people who did it. But we're not going to arrest them though because we're all complicit in it. You know, they pretty much tell you that to your face without telling you that, and people are so oblivious to it. The whole population is like 77% brainwashed. Man, Scripture says that towards the end times that because so many people choose to be uh, they choose to be ignorant, God's going to cause a great deception to fall upon them and allow them to believe it because they want to live in a destructive lifestyle. They want to believe lies rather than truth. And that's what's going on with this whole alien thing, man. Is aliens aren't real. Y'all be sitting around saying, "Oh man, well aliens are real, man. The government just found this. The government just found this, man." Aliens aren't real. Aliens aren't real, bro. They're lying to you. They lying. They want you to believe it because when God comes back, they're gonna say it's an alien invasion. When God come back, they're gonna say it's an alien invasion. That's why they're trying to prep you now, so you don't believe the truth. That's the great deception that's gonna happen. They've been lying. Why would they tell the truth now? They've been lying because they work for the one who's the father of all lies, which is Lucifer, Satan. You know, the one who fell from heaven like lightning and hit the ground face planted. You know, a lot of people sit around and say, "Oh man, well, Satan is in Hades. Satan is locked up right now." No, he's not. Some of the fallen angels are locked up, but Satan himself ain't locked up. That's where y'all get it twisted, man. By sitting around thinking that you're safe. Oh man, well Satan's not here right now, so we don't got to worry about this. We don't got to worry about that. Um, no, bro. Scripture says that he walks the earth prowling like a lion, seeking whom he may devour. People think they're coming clean about aliens. They're not. It's more lies, man. The aliens that they're saying that are real are you. No, what I know is what I know. So with that being said, don't worry about what I'm reading. When they're gonna release when they're gonna release the mute button. Yeah, no, when they're gonna release the mute button, man. Y'all be sitting around. So this is what I'm saying, man. Y'all focus on the wrong things. You've been trained to purposefully miss the point and or ignore facts. And so what you do is when somebody's giving you truth, you don't like it because it jabs you a little bit. So what you do is you start joking about something else. You bring up something else entirely to change the subject, bro. And it's just like, come on now. If you ain't paying attention to what you in here for, you know. That's what I be saying, man. I do what I do. I say what I say. I don't care if it's one person in here listening, if it's 100 people in here listening. I say what I say, man. I'm gonna keep saying what I say no matter how many people are listening because I know that what I say is true. A lot of people out there, man, they don't like the truth. They can't handle the truth because they're so comfortable in the lie that the truth makes them uncomfortable, and they can't handle it. And that's that demonic influence behind them, influencing them to be comfortable within the lies that makes them uncomfortable when they see or hear the truth. They're programmed to do that. Yeah, man. It's just like I don't know if y'all ever seen that movie They Clone Tyrone, but all the clones, man, they all control. They all control, bro. That cloning stuff is real. That cloning stuff is real. What's his name? Jamie Foxx. That ain't him no more. After he done came out the hospital. That's a clone. He looked different. It may have the same. It may have a similar facial structure, but it ain't him. He's different. He ain't never. He ain't never used emojis when he would post pictures, whatever. He would never post no promo for any of his movies or films that he was in, and none of that stuff. And now he's doing all that stuff again. And then afterwards, guess what? This movie came out. After he got up out the hospital, this movie came out, which is it's all quote unquote conveniences that line up to be facts. They're facts, bro. That's all it is. They cloning people out here and they getting rid of the real people, the real ones. You know, like what's his face? I want to say it was either NBA young boy or it was somebody else. They did time in prison, came out and was completely the opposite. Was painting his fingernails, was wearing female clothing and all types of different stuff, man. Um, they clone them, and then they get rid of the original, so the clone does whatever they want them to. They control. What's good, Layla? My day's been alright. My day's been actually pretty good. It's been pretty laid back, pretty easy day today, easy going. Uh, they clone, yeah, bro. They be cloning everybody though. They clone Shia LaBeouf. Because there's no way that he finds God and then turns around and goes right back to dressing up as a queen, if you know what I mean, for a movie. There's no way. I don't know if y'all ever seen that or not, but it was leaked, not really leaked, but he came out to a movie premiere dressed as a straight female. Yeah, and look how Kanye dressing. I ain't seen how Kanye dressing yet. I ain't seen it yet, but I mean, you seen John Cena with this. I think he was in the Barbie movie. I haven't watched it. I just heard it. I mean, he came out. I think like last year. He was wearing a skirt. He was wearing them thigh high socks and some platform boots, and he was basically wearing schoolgirl clothes. Um, the Rock did the same thing. The Rock put on a wig and dressed as a female. All these big people are doing this stuff, man. The baby, when he was on that yacht, he was getting smashed like a sandwich from the front and the back. He was getting a little too friendly with your boy, the millionaire, billionaire, whoever it was. I can't remember his name. It was his party, and it was an all-white party, what they called it, where they all wear white clothing, which is crazy to me because you know what? Another thing that I read earlier today was that in religions that practice voodoo, what they do is they wear all white clothing, and when they get ready to delete a goat as a ritual, they wear all white clothing. So at those all white parties, what are they really doing if they're wearing all white? Huh? What are they really doing? You see, you gotta ask these questions to yourself, and you gotta connect the dots, and you gotta realize, man, this witchcraft is real, man. Demons are real. Spiritual warfare is real. Heaven and hell is real. God, Lucifer, all real. Celebrities getting deleted, yeah, man. I want to say it was Young Thug. It might have been somebody else. Correct me if I'm wrong, but one time, I think it was either his mom or his sister. She got deleted over some, like a bowling ball or something like that, and then I think his sister got deleted too. And it's just like, man, they're doing all these things trying to get out of the consequences that they are now facing because of their actions. And you can't make this stuff up, bro. And people sit around, oh man, that sucks, man. Rest in peace, man. This, that, and the third, man. They missed the point. They missed the point. The point is, what's going on is they deleting people by way of rituals to appease a very demonic being to get his favor so he can do them a favor and get them out. But what you don't realize is when you play that game, there's always going to be a bigger price to pay than what it is that you delete. So if you delete your family member, guess what? You're going to have to delete yourself, bro. You're going to get deleted. You're going to get deleted. Because Lucifer come to collect. He come to collect on his debts. That's why you gotta stay away from that stuff, bro. It's easy to open the door to that stuff too if you're not careful, not paying attention. He come to collect, but people don't pay attention. You see the eye on the pyramid. You see that all the time. The square and compass. You see it in movies and stuff, TV shows. You see it out on buildings or whatever the case may be. Those are all secret symbols. Those are all the symbols of the secret societies out there, brother, that actually exist, who actually run the planet, who set everything in motion, and they are all controlled by the one being that wants control and dominion over everything, which is Lucifer, the father of all lies. And people sit around and, oh no, man, it's just you. No, like you can sit around and say, oh man, well, the Masons, uh, the Masons are doing this. The Masons are controlling people by way of television and music and hypnotizing them to buy clothes, expensive clothing like Gucci and Balenciaga and stuff. And you tell people that, and guess what they're gonna say? They're gonna look at you now, man. You lying. You going crazy, man. That ain't what's going on. They get people so dumbed down to the point to where they can put the truth in their face and they'll call you crazy for calling it out. They outcast you by way of brainwashing people. It's crazy. USA basically from the start, sad but true. That's facts, bro. Our founding fathers were surrounded in all those old pictures, all them old paintings that you see. A lot of the founding fathers, the first presidents, they was they had Masons next to them, surrounded by them. They had, and it's just crazy, bro. It's like they've been. This country was planned by the secret societies before it was before it happened, and when you realize that, you're like, wow. There's a lot of people out there who don't see it like that. They say, oh man, no, we did that to get away from Britain, man. We did this, we did that, and no, bro, it was all part of the plan. See, uh, America, this country was raised up for one reason. Scripture talks about the beast in Revelation, and I think America might have something to do with the beast. You know, I could be wrong, but seeing as how it's all been planned from the start, man, it's hard to ignore the question: could America have something to do with the beast? Now, it could be a mystery Babylon, like it also talks about in Revelation too. It could be mystery Babylon that Peter wrote. I think it was Peter or John that wrote on Patmos Island. I think it was Peter. Yeah, Peter. Well, Peter and John. Yeah, I'm tripping. But yeah, it's just like people ignore the evidence that's right in front of their face just so they can live a comfortable life. I mean, you could give somebody, Matrix terms, red pill to blue pill, like Morpheus did Neo, and the truth is right here, the lies and the comfortable life is right here. Uncomfortable truth and uncomfortable life, but knowing what's going on would be right here. And and I think at least half, if not more than half of the population would choose that blue pill of living a lie in a comfortable life instead of understanding that they have to fight uh, to live. You gotta have to end up fighting to live. It's gonna get to the point to where law enforcement ain't gonna do what they supposed to do. And you're gonna have to do what you have to do, and then you're gonna be the one getting punished for doing what you have to do because you're outcast. You didn't take the mark. You didn't take the what that they was pushing back in 2020. You didn't take none of that stuff, so now you an outcast. You ain't got that mark on your right hand or your forehead. You can't buy, sell, or trade. The police ain't gonna stand up for you if you get mugged. You're gonna have to do that for yourself. And they're going to turn around and arrest you and put you in jail because you laid a hand on somebody who does have the mark. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. There's going to be all types of different chaos and all types of stuff going on, man, that people aren't ready for because they don't understand. This is what was already written, and this is what was already going to happen and was prophesied to come. And we got to have to live through it. Every generation has had to live and endure through some type of tough time, almost like on the brink of extinction type stuff. Every generation has had to, whether it's on that level of the scale or not, every generation on this earth has had to endure something. And the last generation is going to have to endure the worst of the worst of the worst. And that's just how it is. That's how it was written up. That's how it was planned. Everybody was strategically placed in each generation for a reason. It wasn't just on no coincidence. Oh, you was just born. Your parents were just born at that time, so you were just born at this time. No, it was all strategically planned. The thing about America is the first country, do as you please, like book of the law. Yeah, Lucifer goes out. His motto is, "Do as thou will." Same thing as the Masons, do as thou will, do what you want, do what is pleasing unto thy flesh is what the motto that they go by is, and it's just crazy. It just blows my mind, man, how blind people are to the truth when it's right in front of your face the whole time. And the reason why they're so blind to it is because of this right here. Texting, social media, calling on the phone, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whatever you have, you stuck on your phone. Snapchat, all that stuff. You stuck on your phone. You glued to the phone to the point to where you can't even leave your house without it. You feel uncomfortable, unsafe without getting your phone. That's how some people are. They can't go 5 minutes without their phone. They're so sucked into it to the point to where it's their whole life. You know, there's people out there who can't even go for a walk without putting headphones in, earbuds in. They can't stand listening to the quiet, peaceful sound of nature. The birds chirping, bees buzzing, crickets cricketing, grasshoppers making noises, all that stuff, dogs barking, wind blowing. They cannot stand the natural sounds that we were meant to be in because they're so glued to that phone. They're 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 conditioning their mind to not live without technology. And that's exactly what they want, so they can control you a lot easier. Oh, word, you don't want to do what we're telling you to, bet you ain't gonna have no more internet, no phone, no none of that stuff, no TV, no video games, no social media. Gone unless you do what we want you to do. And what we want you to do is get that mark. Oh, okay, well, I'm gonna get the mark then so I can get my internet back. I'm gonna get the mark so I can go buy, sell, and trade, and watch TV and live a normal, happy, and comfortable life. Scripture says that those who take the mark will drink of the cup of the wrath of God. And people won't even realize it. They won't even realize it at all. And that's sad, man. That's a shame. It just goes to show you, bro. So many people, they're going to be, Scripture said, more people are going to be on the path to Haiti than they will be on the path to heaven. I say Haiti because I don't know how TikTok going to react to me saying it, but so many more people are going to be on the path to Haiti because it's a wide and broad path. But the path to heaven is a narrow and hard path. Scripture says it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to get into heaven. That's how hard the path to heaven is that a rich man is going to have more of a hard time getting to heaven than a camel would going through the eye of a needle. That's how hard it is, but those are the expectations that God sets on people. We weren't originally created like this. We were created in a more, I won't say we were created absolutely perfect, but we were created in a more perfect way than what we are now, in a more upright state, until we ate from that fruit. That fruit is what started everything. That fruit started everything. So I gotta go break concrete in the morning. Have a good night. Thanks for speaking the truth. I appreciate you for tapping in, man. Gotta do what you gotta do, you know. Gotta work on breaking through that matrix, breaking out of the matrix, man. They want you to work 9 to 5 until you're 65, 70 years old and retire for 10 years and then just wither away, man. You gotta break out of that. You gotta break out of that cycle, man. That's what we're working on doing. That's what they don't want you to do. They want you to remain working in that cycle so you can funnel more money through their pockets by way of paying taxes. Wake up, go to work, go home, go to sleep. Wake up, go to work, go home, go to sleep. And so many people fall victim to that cycle. So many people fall victim to that cycle. I'm 28, already feeling 58. Been working construction for 10 years. I'm sure it pays nice, man, but the tolls that it be taking, man, it don't feel nice on that. I did carpentry for like 2 years, 3 years. I didn't do very much because it was like a private contractor type stuff, man. But it was fun, but let me tell you something, man. Moving all that heavy stuff, holding all that heavy stuff up, man. It does take a toll on you after a while, but that's what they want. They want you exhausted. They want you weak. They want you beat down. So you're too tired to do what you're supposed to do. They don't want you to have enough strength. They don't want you to have enough mental strength and fortitude to push back when they impose something that we know is wrong. He said it's fun, but it gets your back and knees and feet that. Oh yeah, I'm sure it does, man. I'm sure it does. I'm sure it does. But they want you weak. They want you to cower and roll over when they impose something that you know is wrong. Like, for instance, the stuff that we allow now, the Transformers, Tarzans, swinging the other way, all that stuff, I guarantee you 20 years ago, it never would have been accepted. Never. But because they were able to dumb down a generation enough to be able to, oh man, well that's just how they feel, and we need to allow them to feel accepted because so many people fell for that now. Guess what? We got Transformers, 65 years old, identifying as this, that, and the third, going to meet kids at a diner so they can do God knows what disgusting activities with them. I ain't lying, bro. I seen it. This one Transformer got busted. I seen it earlier today, and it's just like, man, not in person, it was on the internet. But it's like, man, and thankfully the person that busted them called the police. Because most of them don't. They just get them on camera, they confront them and they let them go. This person called the police. This person was doing what they're supposed to do. But it's just like, you can't make this stuff up, bro. People use these as gateways to other more disgusting things, like messing around with a very young person or messing around with animals and all types of different stuff, bro, and messing around with your own family members, like the Island Boys, Fly Soldier, and Kodiak Ray. They messing with each other now. Guess what? They liked it. They be taking turns, reverse cowboy, all that stuff, man, throwing their legs over each other's shoulders and stuff like that, man. Giving each other some rub and tug, getting that extra gravy sauce, the brown sauce, man. You just can't make the stuff up. They're going to use them to promote adulterated activities with your own family members. Over time, they're going to desensitize people to it so they just look at it like it's normal. The reason why is because the one who's doing it is trying to break every single law and rule that God put in place for us not to do. They trying to break it. There's always going to be a good force and a bad force, and the bad force is always going to oppose the good force, which means the bad force is always going to try and break every single rule that the good force has placed down for our own benefit. That's just how it is. A lot of people fall victim to it. A lot of people get caught in the crossfire. They don't realize that they're being used as a puppet. They don't realize that they're being influenced by a demonic spirit when they light up that cigarette, when they open up that can of beer, when they do all types of stuff, man. When they start doing angel dust and heavier substances, man, they don't realize that it's all a demonic influence. It's real. When you see them, the substance users out there on the streets and they tripping and they screaming at nothing to get away from them, they're not screaming at nothing. They're just screaming at something that we don't see, and what we don't see are the demons that are influencing them, whispering thoughts in their heads, telling them how low down they are, how they need to keep using those substances so they can feel good, just terrorizing them. And we sit around and we point fingers at them, laughing at them, making fun of them, carrying on. Sometimes we might go out there and try to scare them just to try to make them scream anymore and get a good kick out of it, man. But they're being terrorized on a whole different level. They have literal demons following them around, poking and prodding them. And it's a shame. And we just overlook it like it's normal. I mean, that ain't normal. That ain't normal. Everybody has their own demons to fight, but that's a whole different level. Give me a minute, y'all. I gotta get something out of here. All right, I'm back, man. I've seen a cricket, man. I don't know about y'all, but where I'm at lately, there's been an influx of like insects and stuff coming in, crickets and flies and all types of stuff. And it's just like, where are they coming from? And it hasn't even rained very much in the past few weeks, which it's like, dang, bro, they coming in out of nowhere. I mean, I threw out the third cricket already. I done deleted like 12, 13 flies. It's like, bro, they just coming out of nowhere at this point. But Yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff going on that we don't even understand. You know, we're controlled so much to the point to where we would rather sell our own babies for technology, like this one family in India did. They sold their baby for an iPhone 12 or an iPhone 13 so they can make videos for TikTok. And guess what? They knew what they did was do. They knew what they were doing wrong. The reason why I know that they know that what they were doing was wrong because they covered their face when that person was recording them going out to the car to go get rid of their baby. They covered their face with an orange covering so they wouldn't be seen on camera and be exposed. What these people are out here doing, they know it's wrong, but they just don't care because they're heartless. They become desensitized to all the bad things that's going on that they do, which is absolutely insane. Uh, it, I can't think of anybody in their right mind who would sell the baby for a phone. A phone of all things. A phone for what? Social media. Why? They would much rather be famous than raise their own offspring. One of the best gifts in life, and you just sell it like nothing. That blows my mind. It's like, what? People are heartless. People are desensitized because of social media. The very thing that desensitized that family is the very thing that they're trying to gain more of. It's just like a substance user who is obsessed with angel dust or whatever else it is they're using, that they're going to do whatever they can to get more of it. Social media is exactly like them substances. Fame, clout, money, success, uh, validation, all that stuff, that's all just like substances, you know. Dopamine, it triggers dopamine just like when you're playing a video game and you finally beat something that you've been stuck on for so long, or you finally get to a level that you've been trying to get to for so long, uh, and you finally get it, and you're like, yes, and it's got you feeling so good. That's that dopamine. That's the same thing, that same feeling you get when you see that video on social media blow up to 10, 15, 20,000 views. You're like, oh, yes. Now you're doing whatever you can to get it to happen again. Whatever you can. Including deleting ghosts, deleting other people by way of trying to appease a demonic being. They do whatever they can. Just like how a substance user sells what little scraps he has for his next fix. These people, they delete whatever they can to gain their next fix of fame, next fix of money, likes, clicks, and views, validation, all that stuff. Just like on OF, when females go on OF, why do they go on OF? For attention, money, validation. They want other dudes to look at them and say, oh wow, you're pretty, you're beautiful, I want to do this, I want to do that. That's that dopamine, that attention that they get. It's adrenaline rushing. They like it, they love seeing it, so they're going to do whatever they have to do to get that feeling of being validated and acknowledged. And so what they have to do is sell themselves and lower their value even more by way of OF. It's all goes back to addictions. Everybody is addicted to stuff like this. Men and women both alike are addicted to validation, acknowledgement, fame, money, clout, likes, clicks, and views. A lot of men out there, quote unquote men, they want respect from other people. They want respect from other men on social media. They want to feel like they're the big dog, so they're going to do what they have to do to feel like they're the big dog. They want that respect. They want that acknowledgement, that validation. Oh wow, man, look at this guy, man. He's crazy, man. A lot of people, I know people who go to the gym, lift weights, so other people can look at them and say, wow, bro, you got some big muscles. Instead of going to the gym to better themselves and build themselves up more, they go to the gym so other people can look at them. Just like in what Scripture says about praying in public, like what the Pharisees were doing. Jesus said, don't pray in public and don't say all these big prayers in public to be seen, but rather go in your room and close the door away from everybody and pray in private. Have that intimate relationship, that intimate conversation between you and God. Don't do it out in public to be seen like the Pharisees did. People do things to be seen out in public. Same thing with, y'all ever seen the videos of people going up to homeless people and giving them money and stuff like that, giving them things? They not doing that out of the kindness of their heart. They doing that to be seen on social media so people can say, wow, good job, sir. Good job. You see videos of people saving animals who are stuck in a hole, in a pit, in a sewage canal, whatever. They record it so they can be seen saving animals so people can say, oh, wow, good job, sir. Some people even set those animals up to be stuck so they can record it so people can look at them and say, oh, wow, good job, sir. Like, come on, bro. People don't do things out of the kindness of their hearts no more. People do things to be seen. People do things to be validated. People do things all in the name of dopamine. It all goes back to dopamine. That's all they want is dopamine, bro. And it'll destroy you. God said, give out of the kindness of your heart, not to be seen by other people. People don't give out the kindness of their heart no more. They don't. And that's just because people have been desensitized. One guy who wants to spread awareness to the homeless population by giving the homeless person something, whatever. His video blew up. Everybody's seen it. So now everybody wants to blow up on social media by way of helping homeless people. Not out the kindness of their heart, but so they can blow up on social media so people can say, oh, wow, good job, sir. You can't make stuff up, man. You can't make stuff up. Give out the kindness of your own heart. Give without expecting anything in return. People sit around and give things so they can get something in return. When I was a kid, I used to do the same thing. I tell my brother, hey, you want this? Okay, here you go. And I expect him to give me something back in return. And so many times, I would be disappointed. I'd be mad. You didn't give me this, you didn't give me that. I gave you this, I gave you that. Well, you chose to give me this. You chose to give me that. I know, but I was wanting something else in return. Well, too bad, because I'm not going to give you nothing in return. You're not supposed to give and expect nothing back. You're supposed to give out the kindness of your heart. Now, if they return the favor, that's on them. But you're supposed to give out the kindness of your own heart. You're supposed to give and take care of each other. You love your neighbor as you love yourself is what God said. It's one of the 10 Commandments. Love thy neighbor as thyself. In fact, I believe it's one of the most important commandments. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, soul, being, and strength is the first most important commandment. And the second one is to love thy neighbor as thyself. People don't do it anymore. People look at a homeless man, I always say, man, look at this dude. Look at this bum. I used to ride around with people who see homeless people. Oh, he's a bum. He can go get a job. I work hard for my money. Ignorant people. When you hang around ignorant people, you become an ignorant person. I used to be like, I used to say stuff like, man, he's homeless, man. He can use a couple of dollars, and they'd be like, nah, I work hard for my money. He can go work hard for his money too. He can go get a job at so and so. But you living on the streets, bro. You dirty. You ain't able to shower. You think anybody gonna hire that person? Ignorance, pride, arrogance, all these things, a boastful spirit, are all the downfall of man. And we decide to become more and more prideful. The more stuff we get, the more prideful we become. The more arrogant we get, the more ignorant we become too. You see, now I'm not saying that it's not okay to build up, to get stuff that you want, to achieve certain statuses, and you know, like if you want a Lambo, go get a Lambo. If you want a big house, go get a big house. But I ain't saying that it's not okay to do that. But when you do so, don't let it warp your mind to become an ignorant, arrogant, prideful person. There's already too many of them people around, and guess what? There's Rothschilds, Masons, BlackRock, Skull and Crossbones. Who else? What's the other one? The one with the owl. I can't remember. Like something Grove. I don't remember what it's called. All them people are so arrogant, so boastful, so prideful, so ignorant. They're ignorant of their destination, prideful of the things they have, arrogant because they step on every other person, and boastful because they think that they're the best person in the world. They get around, they huddle up, no clothes on, in the middle of nowhere, deleting goats and other people, having huge, massive, adulterated encounters with each other to appease a very demonic being. Can make stuff up. Can make stuff up. That's what goes on. Y'all just overlook it like nothing happening. Just like how y'all be overlooking the YSL member who deleted that goat and was bathing in his internal liquids. That's a rebirthing ritual. I don't know if y'all have ever seen in music videos where they in the bathtub, they got all that fake internal liquids. That's red liquid. Y'all know what it is, your life force. And they coming out of it. That's the rebirthing ritual after they done sold their soul to the one who orchestrates everything in the world that's happening. That's the rebirthing ritual. They were doing a rebirthing ritual because they were bathing in the internal liquids. Can't make stuff up, man. Can't make stuff up. So with that being said, man, I'm gonna go ahead and get up on out of here. I got a couple of other things I gotta take care of tonight. So make sure that you guys share with your friends, your families, your mummies, your aunties, your grannies, and everybody else that y'all know. And I'm getting up on out of here. Your boy Mikey's gonna be going live later on. So with that being said, make sure y'all go tap into this live when he goes live. And I am out of here.